It's really good to see you all. Thank you for being here.
We are so happy that you're all here to celebrate with us today. When faced with planning Cameron's bar mitzvah, we all decided that since Sabrina was such a success, maybe we should just stick with the Zoom format. But there was a part of me that felt like it was a little crazy since we had the option to have an in-person ceremony, and here we are today. So we're very grateful that we chose this format. We are beyond happy that we did not have to repeat March 2020 and cancel and reschedule everything. We are so happy to have family and friends logged in from Florida, New Jersey, Hamilton, Ontario, Toronto, Ontario, Calgary, Alberta, California, India, Scotland, Iceland, Israel, Sweden, Washington, D.C., Tennessee, New York, etc. If you feel creative, just snap a photo or selfie of yourself in front of the monitor and email it to us. Thank you once again to the incredible tech team from Shir Tikvah. Don and Dan, you are now experts in both virtual and hybrid bar and bat mitzvah ceremonies. We are so grateful that you were able to be here to ensure everything goes smoothly. Thank you to Beth and Rabbi Carey for creating this warm and welcoming virtual sanctuary. Beth, thank you so much for your patience and incredibly supportive, encouraging, and stress-free bar mitzvah teaching style. You really do have a gift and always bring out the best in all your students. Thank you again for being here with us today in our Somerville home. We are so grateful for each of you and hope to be able to see you in person sometime soon. Now sit back and enjoy the show.
Indeed, I'm beginning to think this family has foresight or vision into the future. When you told us you wanted to do it all on Zoom again, we said, okay. We loved Sabrina's celebration. Let's do it with Cameron. But now the wisdom of that decision, the seichel, the almost preternatural knowledge of what was to come. We are so grateful to be here with you in your home. We are so grateful to all of you who are gathering in our sacred Zoom room. We have learned in these months of living with COVID that we can be together despite physical difference, that sacred time can be acknowledged, that joy can be shared, and that we need not let the distance stop us from reaching out and connecting to each other. As Cameron becomes bar mitzvah this morning in our service, we will see 3 different stages of his new role in our Jewish community. He and our cantor Beth have learned the prayer tradition of Judaism, and they will lead us through a morning service. We invite you to sing with full voice in the sanctuaries of your own home. Because our cameras are on, we can see you when you sing along and participate, even if we can't hear you, and we can imagine your voices helping to carry our prayers. Then Cameron will receive Torah handed to him from his parents. He'll take it into his arms. He'll chant it aloud with his voice, demonstrating his acceptance of this thousands of year-old wisdom tradition that he steps into today. And finally, and I think this is the most exciting part for Judaism, Cameron becomes not just a leader and not just a recipient, but a teacher, a creator, a maker of meaning. As he offers his Devar Torah, he becomes a teacher to us of what it means to live lives of values and ethics. So as each of these 3 parts of the service unfold, we invite you to participate in the ways that are available to you this morning. We are so glad to be together. Hine Matov, how good it is to be in community.
Hine Matov Manayim, Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Hine Matov Manayim, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד.
We invite Cameron's Bobby and Zeta to the virtual bima to present him with his talit.
And if you could just unmute yourselves, that would be great. We can't quite hear you.
Sorry. Cameron's Hebrew name is Avraham, named after my dad, Abraham Kutzen. My parents would be so proud of you, Cameron. They would be your greatest fan. Coincidentally, my dad's yurtzeit begins tomorrow evening. This is the anniversary of his death, the 22nd of Shvat on the Hebrew calendar. Another coincidence is that my brother, Brian, Uncle Brian, had his bar mitzvah 57 years ago today with the same Parsha Yitro. You have always been the quiet one in the family, but when you joined the theater group, you blossomed. You always have been very comfortable on stage. You performed in dramas and musicals. We had the privilege of seeing you several times on stage, and you were great. We were always amazed with your ability to remember obscure things, like being able to recite all the US presidents in order with their spouses. We know that you loved coming up north to Bubby and Zadie camp each summer. It was there that we had so many adventures. Your favorite, I think, was visiting Père Noël, an amusement park for kids under 10. We went there many, many times. You loved walks in the woods with Zadie and Sabrina. You and Sabrina created plays and made us line up chairs for all of us to watch your shows, and they were great. Zadie and I love you very much. We have watched you grow up to become a loving and caring son, brother, nephew, grandson, and friend. We know you have worked hard at your Hebrew lessons, and we look forward to today. Break a leg, Cameron.
All right, I'm going to read a poem by Shelley Nicely Groff, dedicated to Cameron today. As you travel along the path that will be your life, may you walk on firm ground with the wind at your back and the sun shining gently on your face. May your mind, body, and hands be strong, and may their work be guided by both the wisdom of your soul and the compassion of your heart. May you draw from the strength and wisdom of our tradition and those who came before you, and make them your own. May you have beautiful dreams which inspire you, and may your pursuit of those dreams be fulfilling. May your successes be many, and when you don't succeed, may you learn and grow from the experience and go on. May you always give yourself the gift of learning something new. May you have the courage of conviction and patience to fight for what you know to be right. May you laugh often. May you always go to sleep at night with that feeling of satisfaction that comes from a day well lived. May you always have peace in your home and in your heart. May you know unbridled joy, and may your sorrows be few and far between. May you find true, enduring love, and may you be blessed with children as wonderful as you. May you always have good friends. May you always feel the love of family and friends as you take your place among the Jewish people of your generation. May you live a long and happy and healthy, peaceful life, and may you change to want to see in the world.
Those beautiful words
We're
from
now
your
going to present.
Good.
We are so honored to be with you today on this important day of your life, and we are honored to present you with your talit. We hope you will wear this talit throughout your life, and when you do, that you will be reminded of the love that surrounds you on this day and always. We hope it will remind you to live a good life, and as the tzitzis remind us to stay connected with the mitzvah for all of your days. We are so proud of you. We love you. Bubby and Zadie.
Amen.
Amen. Cameron, we're going to invite you to say the blessing for putting on the talit and have your parents wrap you in it in honor of these words that your grandparents spoke so beautifully to you.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu l'hitatef bat tzitzit.
Amen.
We continue with the words Ma Tovu. How beautiful are the places and technologies, the sanctuaries that bring us together.
Ma tovu ohalecha Yaakov mishkenotecha Yisrael. Ma tovu ohalecha Yaakov mishkenotecha Yisrael.
We continue on page 173 with the blessing for the opportunity to live another day in our bodies.
Blessed are you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe. With divine wisdom, you have made our bodies, combining veins, arteries, and vital organs into a finely balanced network. Wondrous maker and sustainer of life, were one of them to fail, how well we are aware, we would lack the strength to sustain life before you. Blessed are you, Adonai, source of our health and strength.
Amen. And we continue on page 173. Tradition teaches we are not just a body, but that in each person is a pure soul. An opportunity to bring that soul into the world is a gift.
Elohai, Elohai, Neshama, Shenatata bi Tehorahi, Ata Verata, Ata Yitzarta, Ata Nefachta bi. Ve'ata mishamra bekirbi. Elohai, Elohai, neshama, shenatata bi tehorahi.
The Talmud teaches that we are to try and say 100 blessings a day, 100 times to stop, to notice, and to name in gratitude that which surrounds us, the miracles that are part of our everyday life. Beginning on page 175 and continuing all the way through page 178, Beth will lead us in those blessings for the daily miracles that fill our lives.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lasechvivina l'havchin ben yom uven laila. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who opens the eyes of the blind. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who frees the captive. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, zokef kefufim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, rokah haaretz al hamayim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamechin mitzadei gaver. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, malbish arumim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who gives strength to the weary. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who removes sleep from the eyes, slumber from the eyelids. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who made me in the image of God. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, she'asani bat chorin. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, she'asani Yisrael. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, ozer Yisrael bigvura. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, oter Yisrael betif'ara.
And at the bottom of page 178, we continue with the blessing for the opportunity to immerse ourselves and engage in this tradition of Judaism.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu la'asok b'divrei Torah.
Amen. And
Amen.
a piece of that Torah tradition Cameron inherits responsibility for today is on page 180.
These are the things that are limitless, of which a person enjoys the fruit of the world, while the principle remains in the world to come. They are honoring one's father and mother, engaging in deeds of compassion, arriving early for study morning and evening, dealing graciously with guests, visiting the sick, providing for the wedding couple, accompanying the dead for burial, being devoted in prayer, and making peace among people. But the study of Torah encompasses them all.
Amen. And we continue with the Chatzi Kaddish, page 194.
Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabba, ba'alma divarach irutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon uv'yomechon, uv'chayei dechol beit Yisrael. Bagala, bagala, uvizman kariv, ve'imeru, amen. Yehi shmei Rabba mevarach, le'alam u'lalmei almaya, yitbarach, yitbarach, v'yishtabach, v'yitpa'ar, v'yitromam, v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar, v'yit'ale, v'yithalal, shemei dekudisha, brichu, le'ela, min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran ba'alma, ve'imeru, amen.
We continue into our prayer service, entering the section known as the Shema and her blessings, a service which invites us to focus on the unity of all life on this earth. We begin by calling each other home into this sanctuary of prayer.
And this is a call and response setting of Baruch Hu. And I'm just feeling as these gentle little snowflakes are falling from the sky and once again being in the sanctuary of your home. How beautiful it is that you are part of our community. I just feel full of just appreciation for the four of you and for all the assembled people on this sacred Zoom screen. So repeat after me, and you can harmonize away even in the quiet of your Zoomical. Baruch Hu, dear one, Shekhinah, holy name. When I call on the light of my soul, I come home. Baruch Hu, dear one, Shekhinah, holy name. When I call on the light of my soul, I come home.
Cameron, on page 200, we invite you to lead us in the Shema.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kivud Malchuto Leolam Vaed.
And how beautiful as we move into the Ve'ahavta, the prayer that invites us to love in response to the unity of all life, to have heard your voices lead us as one in that Shema. Ve'ahavta, page 201.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
We turn on page 204 to the words Micha Mocha, the words the Israelites sang when they crossed to freedom, words that remind us to look forward and march towards a day when all are free.
Micha Mocha Ba'elim Adonai, Micha Mocha Nedar B'Kodesh, Nora Tehilot Osef Ele, Shira Chadasha Shibuchu Geolim L'Shimcha Sfatayam, Yachad Kulam Hodu V'Himlechu Ve'amru, Adonai Yimloch Le'olam Vahed. Tzor Yisrael, Kuma Bezrat Yisrael, Ufdechenu Mecha, Yehuda veYisrael. Go Aleinu Adonai Tzvaot Shemo, Kedosh Yisrael, Baruch Ata Adonai, Gaal Yisrael.
We prepare to enter the Amidah, the series of prayer that are the heart of this morning's service. tradition considers this series of blessings one extended time of prayer. So I'll no longer take the time to interrupt and announce which prayer and page number we are following, but beginning on page 205, we'll follow prayer to prayer to prayer, singing along in community, and then taking time for our own private prayers and reflections in the silence that follows our communal prayer.
Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi yagid hilatecha. Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi yagid hilatecha. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei Avoteinu ve'imoteinu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzchak v'Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel v'Elohei Leah Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora El Elyon Gomel Chasadim Tovim V'Konei HaKol V'Zocher Chazdei Avot Ve'imahot U'Mevi Geula Livnei V'neihem Le'ma'an Shemo Be'ahava Melech Ozer U'Moshia U'Magen Baruch Atah Adonai Magen Avraham Ve'ezorat Sarah Atah Gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechaye hakol atah rav lehoshia. Mechalkel chayim bechesed, Mechaye hakol berachamim rabim, Somech noflim verofe cholim, Umatir asurim, Umekayem emunato, Lishenei afar michamocha ba'al gevurot umido melach melech mimit umechayeh umatzmiach Yeshua v'ne'eman ata lahachayot hakol Baruch atah Adonai Mechaye hakol.
We continue our prayers this morning, turning to our prayer for healing. In Judaism, we ask for a refuah shlema, a complete healing. It is a recognition that healing is more than just a physical act. It is a spiritual and emotional endeavor as well. If there is someone you are praying for, somebody in need of healing, of mind, of body, of spirit, I invite you to say that person's name out loud in the sanctuary of your own home. It should be said as well that you would be most welcome to name yourself also.
sheberach Avotenu Mekor habracha leimotenu. May the source of strength who blessed the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Mi sheberach imotenu mekor habracha leavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
We continue our prayers for wholeness and hope with the words, Oseh Shalom, may the one who makes peace in the heavens make peace for all of us.
Oseh shalom v'mroma, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru, imru, amen. Ya'aseh shalom, ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh shalom, ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh shalom, ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh shalom, ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh shalom, ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael.
On page 244, we move into Seder Kriyat HaTorah, the reading of Torah in celebration of Shabbat. As your Bubby pointed out in her words to you this morning, Cameron, we are reading Parshat Yitro, a parsha deeply connected to your family and its tradition. And so it is with great joy that we invite the Torah into our presence. It has been living in your home. It's not an opportunity people often get to have a Torah at home with them. And so we invite the Torah to come into the presence of our community, knowing that it has been so well cared for by your family for these days it's been in your house.
Ein kamocha va'elohim Adonai, ve'ein kema'asecha, malchutecha malchut kol olamim, u'memeshaltecha bechol dor vador. Adonai melech, Adonai malach, Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed. Adonai oz le'amo yitein, Adonai yevarech et le'amo v'shalom. Av harachamim heitiva v'irtzoncha et Zion. Tivne chomot Yerushalayim. Tivne chomot Yerushalayim. Ki v'cha levad batachnu. Melech el ram v'nisa. Adon olamim. Ki mitzion teitzei Torah. Ki mitzion teitzei Torah. Udevar Adonai mi Yerushalayim. Baruch Shenatan Torah, Torah. Baruch Shenatan Torah, Torah. Le'amo Yisrael b'kedushato.
Cameron, as you prepare to accept Torah into your arms and into your heart, we hope most importantly, we consider what a miraculous moment this is. When Pirkei Avot was written nearly 1800 years ago, he said how incredible that Moses received this Torah and passed it to Joshua. Joshua passed it to the elders, and that it has been passed down generation to generation. They thought it was incredible. That was 1800 years ago. They couldn't imagine Somerville and that this Torah would be in your father's arms as we gathered from, as your mom described, all over this world. And so we invite your parents to offer you words of blessing as you prepare to be the next in this line of tradition, accepting and receiving and learning from Torah.
May you live to see your world fulfilled. May your destiny be for worlds still to come. And may you trust in generations past and yet to be. May your heart be filled with intuition and your words be rich in understanding. May songs of praise ever be upon your tongue and your vision clarify a straight path before you.
May your eyes shine with the light of Torah and your face reflect the brightness of the heavens. May your lips ever speak wisdom and your fulfillment be in righteousness. Ever, even as you ever yearn to hear the words of the Ancient One of Holiness.
And as Cameron receives the Torah from his parents and his grandparents and great-grandparents and all through the generations, please join me in singing Shehechianu, giving thanks for having reached this moment, this season. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehechianu v'kimanu v'higianu lazman hazeh.
Sorry, I was having trouble finding my unmute button. I can't give you directions if I'm on mute. I apologize. With Cameron holding the Torah, surrounded by his family, feeling the love from each of the little squares filling the screens this morning, we invite him to lead us again in the Shema.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu Kadosh Shmo Gadlu Adonai Iti Unromama Shmo Yachdav.
And now you guys can prepare to undress the Torah. And we'll sing you through this. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu lehar kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu lehar kodsho. Keep kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu lehar kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu lehar kodsho.
Cameron, this morning we'll be chanting from Parshat Yitro. If you are following along in a Chumash at home, we will be in Exodus chapter 19. It is an honor to invite Uncle Stuart and Aunt Joella up to our digital bima to offer the blessing before this first aliyah of Torah.
Wrong what?
Wrong cousin. Wrong.
Oh,
There we
oh.
go.
You scared me.
Okay.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol hamim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Hi, everybody.
Vayehi Vayom Hashlishi Behiyot Haboker Vayehi Kulot Uvrakim Ve'anayin Kaver Al Hahar V'kol Shofar Chazak Eod Vayecherad Kol Haham Asher B'Machaneh.
And blessing after this chanting of Torah, we have Uncle Mark and Aunt Jessica, as well as a very special member of the family.
We unmuted? Yes.
One second, okay. Baruch et Adonai HaMevorach.
So you want to do the blessing after the Torah?
Oh, sorry.
Oh, I see what you're saying. We're sharing it. I didn't know that. Okay. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu et Torat emet v'chayei olam natan b'tocheinu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Mazel tovs to aunts and uncles and cousins. How wonderful to have you blessing, as well as being part of this morning. Cameron, surrounded by the love of your parents and your sister, we invite them to bless this second aliyah of Torah.
Baruch et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu Torah emet. I did it wrong.
Lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Vayotze Moshe et Ham likrat Elohim min hamachaneh vayit yatzfu mitachtit hahar.
Great. And you guys can continue with the blessing after the Torah.
Baruch
atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam
asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
And Cameron, it is an honor and a joy for Beth and I to invite you to bless as well as chant this third Aliyah of Torah, this marking the moment you are first called for this ritual act and the moment of bar mitzvah in some ways, the moment we hope that marks the beginning of your new relationship to the responsibilities of this tradition.
Ya'amod, 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 habachor, habar mitzvah, Avraham Chaim Elka, ben Miriam Va'or, bar mitzvah.
Baruch et Adonai Hamarach.
Baruch Adonai Havarach Leolam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamarach Leolam Va'ed. Baruch Adonai Hamarach Leolam Va'ed. Baruch Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu Torato. Baruch Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
V'har Sinai Ashan Kulo Mipnei Asher Yarad Alav Adonai Ba'esh Vaya'al Ashano Ke'eshen HaKivshan Vayecherad Kol Hahar Me'od. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Amen, amen. And while you are still standing in front of the embracing arms of the Torah, Cameron, I'd like to offer you words of blessing. Mi sheberach avotenu v'imotenu Avraham, Yitzhak, Yaakov, Sarah, Rivka, Rachel, v'Leah. Hu yivarech et Avraham Chaim Elka ben Miriam v'Or. Shehigia lemitzvot v'ala lekavod hamakom v'lekavod haTorah. May God, who blessed our ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah, bless you, Cameron, as you have reached the age of responsibility and you were called to the Torah for the first time. We celebrate the dedication that brought you to this sacred moment today. May God watch over you. May your parents continue to raise you to full adulthood, leading you to a life filled with the blessings of Torah, of learning, of chuppah, of love, and ma'asim tovim, acts that make our world a better place. May you find favor before God, all of the world. As together we say, Amen.
Amen and Mazel Tov. Simen Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Simen Tov, Simen Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Simen Tov, Simen Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Simen Tov. Yehelanu, 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 Olacho Yisrael. Yehelanu, Yehelanu, Olacho Yisrael. Yehelanu, Yehelanu, Olacho Yisrael. Yehelanu, Yehelanu, Olacho Yisrael. Simen Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Simen Tov, Simen Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Simen Tov, Simen Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Simen Tov. Yehelanu.
Mazel tov, mazel tov. I'm not sure who won the candy throwing war, but Ed thinks he did. But may sweetness abound in your home and beyond. We continue with the redressing, the lifting and redressing of Torah, preparing her to return to the sanctuary of her place in your home.
Vizot HaTorah asher sam Moshe b'nei Yisrael al pi Adonai beyad Moshe. It is a tree of life to those who hold fast to it, and all of its supporters are happy. It is a tree of life to those who hold fast to it, and all of its supporters are happy. Shalom, 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 shalom. It is a tree of life to those who hold fast to it, and all of its supporters are happy. It is a tree of life to those who hold fast to it, all of its supporters are happy. Shalom, 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 shalom.
We continue with the Haftarah, the section of the prophets assigned to add to or conclude the teaching of this week's Torah portion. This week, Cameron will be chanting from the book of Isaiah, chapter 6.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar b'nvim tovim v'ratza b'divrehem hane'emarim be'emet. Baruch atah Adonai habocher b'Torah u'v'Moshe avdo u'v'Yisrael amo u'v'nvi'ei ha'emet v'tzedek.
Amen.
Vikara ze el ze ve'amar kadosh 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 Adonai Tsevaot milo chol haaretz kivodo vayanu amot hasipim mikol hakoreh ve'habayit yimale ashan. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Sir kol haolamim Sadik b'chol hadorot Ha'el hane'eman Ha'omer ve'oseh Hamdaber u'mkayem Shekol divarav emet v'tzedek. Al haTorah v'al ha'avodah v'al hanviim v'al yom hashabat hazeh Shenatata lanu Adonai Eloheinu likdusha v'limnucha ochavod otifaret. Al hakol Adonai Eloheinu anachnu modim lach umvarchim otach yitbarach shimcha b'fi chochai tamid leolam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Kadesh HaShabbat.
Amen.
Cameron, it is with extreme joy and delight and honor that we invite you to offer your Devar Torah, your teaching this morning.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. I want to thank all my friends and family for being here to support me today. This week's Torah portion is very well known because it contains the Ten Commandments. It is found in the book of Exodus and is called Yitro, which is the name of Moses' father-in-law. The children of Israel have been out of slavery in Egypt for about 3 months, and they are now camped in front of Mount Sinai. Moses climbs up to talk to God, and when he offers the words God has shared with him to the people, they immediately agree to be a part of the covenant, the agreement that God has proposed. They say, "All that God has spoken, we will do." After the Israelites have prepared for 3 days, God finally speaks to them. Some say the whole Torah was spoken, and some say it was just the 10 Commandments. Either way, it was very dramatic. There was thunder, lightning, and a horn was blasting. These clouds were heavy and dark, and the people were scared of what was about to happen. The mountain was surrounded in smoke when God uttered the 10 Commandments for all to hear. As many of you know, the 10 Commandments include important values that many of us live by to this day. Some of the commandments are: don't murder, don't steal, remember to rest by observing Shabbat, honor your parents, tell the truth, and try not to be jealous of what others have. I agree with all of these, and then I decided to add on a few 21st century commandments of my own. If I were standing on Mount Sinai today, this is what I would add. 1. Respect the environment. Treat the earth well and don't damage it. 2. Don't judge others for their differences. Treat everyone equally and be kind to everyone. 3. Don't waste time. Friends and family are the most important ingredients for a happy life. Spend good time creating good, meaningful relationships. Be a good friend. It was also interesting to me that this portion begins with Moses and Yitro, his father-in-law. Yitro is really upset that Moses has taken on himself the entire responsibility for leading the 2 million Israelites on the journey through the desert. Moses tells him that he must delegate the responsibilities or else he will burn out and be of no use to anyone. Moses listens to Yitro and gathers up some wise elders to help him manage the many challenges he faces. In some ways, this passage seems just as important as the 10 Commandments. If you never learn to trust others and share your burdens, things will be much harder for you. The best leaders are the ones who trust the right people to help them. This is something I have learned through the difficult time of a global pandemic. You need to count on friends and family for support. They will help you through everything and remind you that we are all in this together. I feel very lucky to have you all in my life. Becoming a bar mitzvah is very important to me. I've been thinking about it for a long time. I will never forget this day. I want to thank my mom and dad for always supporting me. Sabrina, thank you for helping me through the process of becoming a bar mitzvah and for being a great sister. Beth, special thanks to Rabbi Carrie for leading this service and to Dan and Dawn for making this Zoom possible. Thank you all for being here to share this meaningful day with me. Shabbat Shalom.
What an honor and joy to be alongside you, Cameron, and we're going to invite your parents up to come and offer you words of blessing.
I know, I'm coming. Cameron, I want you to know how proud we are of you today and every day. You have embraced your Zoom tutoring and virtual bar mitzvah with humor, maturity, and flexibility. When I asked you to practice, you would always say, "What makes you think I haven't been practicing?" And now we have proof of that. You have always been your own person, very self-aware and intuitive. From a very young age, you were an observer, noticing small details and understanding sarcasm and humor. You were slow to talk, but that did not stop you from absorbing all that was around you. When you were young, you loved playing with play figures. You would set up intricate weddings, celebrations, and gatherings with your box of characters that you called guys. It was a diverse group of characters, including farm and jungle animals, Disney characters, random Fisher-Price little people from the 70s, wrestler figures from Kamikaze, Strawberry Shortcake and Friends, superheroes, Sesame Street characters, and mythical creatures, and many more. Since both of my brothers got married when Cameron was between 4 and 5, he became very interested in weddings and would set up wedding processions with all the characters included. When Cameron was about 3, he came with me on a site visit for a student. He played with a small basket of toys while he was there. As we were leaving, the program director told him he could choose one to take home. He chose the plastic Hulk Hogan figure, who joined the group once we got back home. Cameron has always loved to sing and knew the words to every Barney song as he watched the episodes over and over, even though he won't admit to it. Cameron also became very interested in our wedding video and also watched that over and over. Anyways, enough of that. I'm sure by now you are seeing a theme. When Cameron is interested in something, he delves right in, from setting up weddings to reciting the presidents, vice presidents, prime ministers of Canada, and all their spouses' names, watching every movie in the cinematic universe and knowing almost every actor and movie there is to know. I actually go to Cameron when I have a question about any movie or actor. He always knows who is still alive and probably knows where they live. More recently, Cameron started watching famous 80s movies, which has been really fun. Cameron has always loved to act and has joined participating in plays and musicals. Although Cameron can be very shy and quiet at school, he can also be very loud and expressive when he's at home or with his friends, as I'm sure his friends can attest to. It has been such an honor to watch you grow into a compassionate, creative, responsible, and most importantly, funny 13-year-old. I'm sure that you will let me know today how much I embarrassed you, but it is all because I love you so much and wanted to share it with everyone, with all our family and friends. I hope that you will always remember this special day and know that your family is around you and we surround you with love as you grow up. We are so proud of you, Cameron. Mazel tov.
Very nice. Is that me? All right. Congratulations, Cameron. We're all so proud of you today. As we've all said, you've worked and studied for many months now, in person, on Zoom.
No, not
And a little bit. And we're thrilled to celebrate with you. As you know, as Mom just mentioned, one of the things you and I like to do together is go to movies. And these days in particular, we're seeing a lot of Marvel movies. And we all know that maybe the most well-known line or quote from the Marvel universe is, with great power comes great responsibility. And that reminded me of you becoming a bar mitzvah, because now, according to Jewish tradition, you've got wisdom, you've got knowledge, you're a man today. And as great as an honor as becoming a bar mitzvah is, while maybe it's not exactly power, there is definitely still some responsibility there to your friends and family and to the community. And knowing you, Cameron, and all the characteristics and qualities just mentioned, you're going to rise to the occasion and continue to be a great kid. I mean, man. You're funny, you're smart, you're passionate about the things you're into, you care a lot about your family and friends, you're just an all-around great person. Mom, Sabrina, and I know you're going to uphold the traditions and the standards of becoming a bar mitzvah and just do amazing things in your life. So to close that off, another famous line from another universe: "Live long and prosper," which I hope we all do. So congratulations, Cameron. We're proud of you. We love you.
Should I say that? Hello. Okay, this is what is it? Poem?
A poem.
May you awaken to the mystery of being here and enter the quiet immensity of your own presence. May you have joy and peace in the temple of your senses. May you receive great encouragement when new frontiers beckon. May you respond to the call of your gift and find the courage to follow its path. May the flame of anger free you from falsity. May warmth of heart keep your presence aflame and anxiety never linger about you. May your outer dignity mirror an inner dignity of soul. May you take the time to celebrate the quiet miracles that seek no attention. May you be consoled in secret symmetry of your soul. May you experience each day as a sacred gift woven around the heart of wonder.
For beautiful words of blessing from your family, from the wisdom of the Marvel cinematic tradition, and the Sabrina, what you offered was just absolutely beautiful as well. Beth and I would like to add our voices and on behalf of Temple Shir Tikvah to the blessings being offered to you now, Cameron.
Cameron, mazel tov to you. We are so delighted to welcome you into the adult Jewish community worldwide and into the Shir Tikvah community specifically. I have so loved our time together studying and getting to know you, and I know all of us so look forward to watching you grow into the next chapters of your life. And the other day, along with the Torah, you had delivered to your home a bag of gifts that I see there on the table from our community, from Temple Shir Tikvah. And amongst them are, yep, your mom has it right there, of your own book, your own Torah book. And you hit a jackpot of Torah portions with the Ten Commandments this time out, but we hope in the future you will turn your eyes toward other Torah portions and interpret them as beautifully as you did this week's Torah portion. There's also a bunch of certificates in that envelope, and the one, yep, that's exactly the one, is a certificate of bar mitzvah that attests that this day actually happened. It is frameable, and I hope every time you look at that, as well as at your talit that your grandparents presented to you so beautifully, that you'll be reminded of the accomplishment of this day and all of the love that surrounds you. We know that you will go from strength to strength to strength. And Rabbi Carrie and I will now bless you with words taken right from the Torah.
Cameron, these words are offered often at moments of change. And so we offer them to you as your parents spoke so beautifully about at this moment, as you continue in your family and as a young adult, and we pray grow into the extraordinary young man we are seeing you become.
Yevarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha.
May the Eternal bless you and keep you.
Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka.
May the Eternal's face shine upon you and be gracious to you.
Yisa Adonai panav elecha ve'yasem lecha shalom.
May you experience the Eternal's presence with you, and may you find peace.
Ken yehi ratzon, may it be so.
We move into our concluding prayers this morning, turning to a time of memory for our community and for the family. At each joyful moment, we recognize that there are those whose presence enabled us to reach this day and who we miss on this day. We use the words of mourners Kaddish in our tradition to weave our past and our present and our future together, creating the reality of the eternality of love in our communities. If there is somebody you are remembering this morning, somebody whose name you would like in our community, we invite you to share it in the sanctuary of your own home. We are remembering Rose and Abe Kutzen and Stella and Max Clayman, Ernest Wolf, Frida and Saul Abraham, and Hyman and Esther Wolf. We weave our voices, becoming one community of memory with the words of mourners Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei Rabbah, ve'alma divrach yirtei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon uv'yomechon, uv'chayei dechol beit Yisrael, v'agala uv'izman kariv, v'imru, amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mivorach leolam u'almei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei dekudesha brichu. Le'ela minkol birchata v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechemata. Damiram be'alma v'imru. Amen. Yehei shlama Rabbah min Shemaya, v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, amen. Oseh shalom mimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, Ve'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru. Amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us, to all Israel, and all who dwell on earth, to which we say, Amen.
And we conclude almost with the singing of Adon Olam on page 321. We're going to do the repeating version of Adon Olam, so I know you'll be echoing on the chorus. Be listening for you. 1, 2, 3. Adon Olam, Asher Malach, B'terem Kol, Yitzir Nivra, Le'ed Nasa, V'chevso Kol, Azai Melech Shemo Nikra Adon Olam, Ve'acharei Kichlot HaKol, Levado Yimloch Nora Adon Olam, Ve'hu Haya, Ve'hu Haveh, Ve'hu Yeh B'tifara Adon Olam, Adon Olam, Asher Malach, B'terem Kol, Yitzir Nivra, Le'ed Nasa, V'chevso Kol, Azai Melech Shemo Nikra Adon Olam, Ve'hu Echad V'yein Sheni, La'am Shelo La'achbira Adon Olam, Ve'li Reshit, Ve'li Tachlit, Ve'lo Ha'oz V'ha'misra Adon Olam, Adon Olam, Asher Malach, B'terem Kol, Yitzir Nivra, Le'ed Nasa, V'chevso Kol, Azai Melech Shemo Nikra Adon Olam, Ve'hu Eli, V'chai Go'ali, V'tzor Chavli Beit Sara Adon Olam, Ve'hu Nisi, Umanosli, Min HaKosi B'yom Ekra Adon Olam, Adon Olam, Asher Malach, B'terem Kol, Yitzir Nivra, Le'ed Nasa, V'chevso Kol, Azai Melech Shemo Nikra Adon Olam, Be'ado Avkid Ruchi, Be'et Ishan V'a'ira Adon Olam, Ve'im Ruchi, Gaviati, Adon Ali V'lo Ira Adon Olam, Adon Olam, Asher Malach, B'terem Kol, Yitzir Nivra, Le'ed Nasa, V'chevso Kol, Azai Melech Shemo Nikra Adon Olam.
And for our final words of blessing for this morning's service, a Kiddush and Motzi.
Baruch. Oh.
Wait,
Baruch.
which one are we doing first?
Wine.
The
Wine.
Let's do it together. Sorry, we didn't rehearse.
Baruch
Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei pri hagafen.
Amen.
That one.
And then a motzi, if you have a challah, look at that beautiful challah you have right there.
Yes, it's made by Jill, my friend in Somerville.
Oh, how incredible. Thank you, Jill.
You ready?
Thank you, Jill.
Baruch
Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz.
Amen. And Cameron, you get to eat first. It's your bar mitzvah.
Wake off.
And Mazel Tov to everyone. Mazel Tov Cameron, Mazel Tov Clayman family, Wolf family, to everyone here. It has been a true joy to be with you all this morning. And now we are going to be treated to a slideshow.
That was absolutely delightful. Thank you for sharing all of those memories and adorable pictures with all of us. I'm sure many of you gathered here saw yourselves or remember some of those moments. And this moment, Alina, I saw you snap a couple of pictures on your phone, but I think this moment is one also that will live in our memories. Take either an actual shot with your camera as is being done right now, or just grab a snapshot of this moment in your mind and your heart so that it lives on in the joy that it is right now. Mazel tov to Cameron, to the whole family, and to all who are gathered here. And Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat
Shabbat shalom.
Love you all.
Shabbat Shalom.
Mazel tov, Shabbat shalom.
Mazel tov.
Mazel tov. Mazel tov.
Say mazel tov.
Mazel tov, Cami. We love you.
Love you. Mazel tov, Cameron.
We love you.
Mazel tov. Mazel tov. Mazel tov.
Mazel tov.
Congratulations.
Mazel tov.
Mazel tov.
Mazel tov. Mazel tov, Cami. We love you.
Mazel tov.
Mazel tov.
Mazel tov.
Mazel tov, mazel tov. Bye. Mazel tov, everyone.
Mazel tov to
Stand up so you're on the screen.
Mazel tov.
Mazel tov. Mazel tov. Mazel tov,
Mazel tov.
We love you, Cameron.
Mazel tov. Mazel tov. Mazel tov.
Mazel tov.
Mazel tov.
Mazel tov.
They didn't put on there.
Hey, can we?
No, it just
Okay.
go off before.
Why is this so? No one's.
Everybody's so quiet now.
I think the festivities
Hi,
ended.
Hi.
Love you, mazel tov.
Thank you. Love you. Mwah.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful ceremony.
Thank you.
Bye, Mrs. Clayman.
Is that Janice?
Yeah.
Hey, Janice.
Hi.
Like you're